Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
You sound so quiet.
Can you hear me now?
No.
My volumes are up.
Hold on. Hold on. Alright, say something now.
Alright, are you there?
There we go. I had a bunch of my volumes down. There we go. Yeah, it's Tuesday morning. I'm not prepared. No, I've got myself up and ready. I did something crazy too. I repositioned my laptop where I can actually use it while broadcasting. I figured it was time. So, got my vape. I've got my tea, which is almost gone. Fucking tea never lasts long enough. I need like a giant mug of tea. Oh, this stuff is delicious. It's like dark cranberry and hibiscus or something like that. Fucking hits the spot straight up, piping hot. Hello, governor. Okay. So where are you? What's your headspace? You a little beside yourself this morning? You pumped up?
Yeah, as pumped as I'm going to be for 8:30 in the morning.
Oh, yes. Just pretend you're on the line and you're being berated, abused, and belittled.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I get enough of that. I'm good. It's all calm and settled. Everybody's still kind of asleep. The food's ready for them for when they get up. It's all good.
Now, I'm not going to say anything for a moment. Tell me if you hear any background feed from my fan on low in the background. So, here we go.
I don't hear anything.
Okay. All right. Sounds good to me. God, am I ready to go down this rabbit hole? I feel like Bruce Banner. Like, I need to start this in order to get revved up enough for the Incredible Hulk to come out.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I used to get nervous about going on these lives a little bit. Like, oh shit, everyone's gonna hear us. Da 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 da. There's nobody here, which has come to be a nice thing. I'm like, oh, that's good. All right. Anyways, you're sounding quiet this morning. Let's
Oh, I'm just letting you do you real fast. I'm not sure where you're going with this.
I'm just gonna kick it off, and we're gonna do what we do. I'm gonna try to keep this a little cleaner. I'll use some other words and so some synonyms to my usual ones. But
some cinnamon? You're gonna sprinkle some cinnamon on it?
Cinnamon's actually very good for your cholesterol and blood sugar control, as is turmeric. But okay, here we go. For my own notes, I'm about to start the show. Welcome to the Caveman Podcast Collection. Today we're doing a soiree podcast. This is going... Let's start that over. I told myself I was not going to say, you guys, all those connecting words that, like, I don't get it. How the fuck does my brain work faster than my mouth, yet my brain is fucking slow and my mouth never stops? This is another conundrum with time and connection. Let me start over here.
You said it right, I wrote it wrong.
Yes. Okay. Welcome to the Caveman Podcast Collection. We're doing Welcome to the Caveman... Shut up and let me go. Welcome to the Caveman Podcast Collection, Soiree Podcast. Terrific Tuesday edition. Thoughts on future Maybe. No. That wasn't even what I. That's not even what I wrote. Maybe we should leave this in there, just for our great grandkids to be like, wow, great pappy. He was a smart man with his words and such. Okay, let's just talk for a moment while I write this down in the order I want to say it.
Like I said, maybe we'll give them some incentive to go get mentally tested.
Caveman Podcast Collection Soiree, which is a word I just recently learned how to spell. I'm pretty proud of myself. Not too many people see the word soiree that often. I don't think it's been used since Victorian times, but I could be wrong. Tuesday edition. Alright, here we go. Past thoughts on future. Hey, this is how it's got to be done. On future podcasts. And then we subtitled it, A Good Beginning to the Past. And I can cut all this off and make it sound right, which is what I'm getting at. I can cut this off and make it sound more professional, or I can just leave in the notes where the podcast actually starts, and everyone gets to hear this murder in real time between myself and what it is I'm trying to say. Celebrating 15 episodes in total. Hey Hendrix, we're warming up. Don't worry about enjoying this. We're not. Let's see, where was I? Fucking. Oh wait, that's another thing. Gosh darn it, I'm gonna have to cut that out if we keep this, or if I don't keep it, it's fine because it won't be in the audio feed. I'm working on not swearing or possibly finding synonyms for the many swear words that I can't manage to speak without. Okay, bear with us. A good beginning to the past. Celebrating. I should have written this down better to begin with. 15 episodes. Are you all set up, Chris? I mean, you got your phone on the window in the dish room or whatever you're doing.
Yeah,
you in the studio, bro?
I'm just listening to you.
You in the studio? You got all your equipment up? Everything ready to go?
Yeah, dude, don't turn this around on me. You're the one that's having conversations with yourself, dude.
I am speaking out loud. I am crazy. Hold on. Okay, now I have written down what I need to say. Before I kick off the introduction, I see that Jen is watching.
Yeah,
I know.
Okay.
Chris, I see the same screen that you do. I do. I know you got the studio set up, bro. You got the screens going. Shit coming up in real time. God,
this is more action than we've gotten in a while.
I'm not even gonna make jokes about that. I could. Nope, not doing it. It's Tuesday morning. I haven't even finished my first cup of tea. Spot of tea, governor. Jenna's watching, so she's still alive. Very sick from what I understand. Hendrix, hi, so is the weather. Yeah, well, it's true. It's true. Temperature's getting up there, and people are smoking cannabis legally within the state of New York. All is high. Here we go. I'm going to kick it off. You ready, Butters? You ready?
Yeah.
Everything's ready. You got the studio closed up, the lighting's on, everything's good to go.
You got everything written down right that you want to say?
I got everything. I'm on point. I'm running this shit.
Yeah, it sounds good.
I was built for this, and other things. You know what I mean? Built back better. Isn't that what that squirrely guy that likes ice cream said? Joe Biden. That's the one.
Oh my God.
He built it back better, and now we're making it great again. So. Oh God, I'm doing it already. Caveman Podcast Collection, Soiree Podcast, Terrific Tuesday edition, Past Thoughts on Future Podcast, A Good Beginning to the Past, and we are celebrating 15 episodes completed so far, this being the 16th episode. This is not scripted, it's a soiree, which for those of you that do not know, is an elegant dinner party or a discussion. So we're going to get real classy in this podcast. I'm drinking tea. I'm drinking tea. Okay, that's classy. There's really no format. I got a couple of things on the agenda, and we're gonna free ball it. Is that the term, Chris? Are we free balling? Yeah, we're free balling the episode Tuesday morning. All right. What do you have on your mind? I mean, we've got 15 episodes done so far, the majority of which you were a part of. Some you were not, but you did listen to.
I got a lot of shit, but this is like I said, this is a fun thing for me to do, so I definitely make time to do it.
It's definitely a lot of fun going behind Chris and cleaning up the audio. I'll tell you, it is a fudging blast. I can say fudging.
I gotta make you work as hard as I do when I'm not here, you know?
Well, thank you. I mean, on top of what I have to normally do to pay the the slavery we call freedom, I spend like 4 to 6 hours on top of that editing and uploading this, so nobody, maybe including our own bloodline, will ever listen to it. Like, hey, you want to go on and listen to your great-grandpappy's auto recordings? Like, no, they were stupid.
Hey, my mom listens to us. She goes on YouTube and listens.
Oh, I can. Now we're speaking about, this is my co-host, Butters, my brother from another mother. His mom, I also consider my mom, Mom Vaughn, which I can give that part of the last name. You're obviously seeing Chris's name, so you know who this guy is. But anyways, Mom Vaughn, very emotional individual. I'm sure she's crying through every episode, and right now there's probably about 15 hours worth of tears loaded up to YouTube. So stay hydrated if you're listening, Mom. Have a Gatorade. And just ignore the foul language. I apologize. I'm working on it. Give me time. It's only been 45 years-ish.
Oh, man.
With that said, we do have 2 comments to get to, but before I throw the cherry on the sundae, which is these 2 comments are okay. I didn't want to bridge this gap. I didn't want to bring this up. This is not per se in the same room as our friend Leo. I said it. He's in this too, I guess. But they're up there. There's one that came a little sideways. All right, and it's Tuesday morning, so you didn't have to go so hard, Jack, and we're going to get to you, okay? And there's an anonymous one. Now, I love these people. These are probably 20 to 40-year-old neutered males. They post anonymously because, God, if you know their name, you might find them. Anyways, I'm not going to just keep ranting with that, but that's another fun comment. Let's start in the present, looking back to the past. And the very first episode that we had put out was like an introduction video. We didn't even know what we were going to do. It just said subscribe for the static image, the thumbnail. Do you remember the one that I'm talking about?
What we're doing?
No, which we just have a better grasp on. But do you remember the episode that I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. The very first one.
Okay, it said all sorts of things. There were claims that it was going to be a variety show and this and that, and it has come to be a bit of a variety, I guess. We have the Butters buffet, the Bizarre Buffet series of podcasts. There's a soiree, which we're doing now, and the paranormal, which is the bread and butter of the whole thing.
But they are all connected.
Yes, there's some common themes and threads, and I'm just saying that if you're really bored, I mean, maybe if you're bedridden or something, go through and listen to all of them. It's going to hurt you as much as it hurt us, but after you hear them, you're gonna find how things connect, and I think it's kind of neat. I don't know. I'm not sure why anybody would want to relive our lives through story, but if you are, hey, thank you. I mean, even you, Leo, thanks for listening. I hope as long as you have use of both of your ears, you're hearing that you'll always be there listening to us.
Oh, man.
Okay. Hold on. This is a common theme. Everybody, there's going to be a little ASMR. I'm about to take a sip of my tea.
I'm surprised no one commented on that you do.
Did you guys like that little ASMR? I hear that's popular. I don't know. Most people, I don't want to hear them chew. I mean, there are situations, possibly if you're, God, I shouldn't even say this because this is going on record, but let's just say in another place and time, and if you're some Tahitian supermodel and you're doing some ASMR where you're drinking champagne and eating a strawberry on the beach, that might be great. If you're listening to a fat guy sip some cranberry tea, I'm not going to kink shame you, but it just doesn't seem to compare to me. That's to say in my mind, and that I don't compare to a Tahitian supermodel. So, but I don't want to get depressed, and I'm getting off topic here. Butters, where was I? I've lost myself on Tuesday morning. I'm lost in time. Use your powers to go back a few minutes and figure out where I was.
You were talking about our first episode and how basically this was just going to be a mirage of different things, or sort,
Yes.
And
Yes,
the paranormal is the bread and butter, and it kind of.
There it was. Leave it right there. The bread and butter. Now I remember, which it still is the bread and butter of this podcast. We have an upcoming episode. Keep an ear out for it. It's going to be relatively soon. We have one, possibly two, paranormal investigators with 20 years, maybe a little less, but each worth of, I don't know, experience. Now, I'm not going to get into my thoughts too much on that or explain what paranormal investigating or ghost hunting. That's not what I do. I figure if the ghosts want to find me, it's probably not too hard. I'm usually in the same spot. So, but there's that, and they'll likely have stories far more interesting than what you're going to hear out of the two of us. Bread and butter. And you see, here's another thing. After 15 episodes, I'm still working on the filler sounds and phrases. For example, a few moments ago, whenever I do something like that, and after it is done, and I notice that I had done it, I want to close up my laptop and just beat myself in the head with it. Seriously, after college and that consisting of public speaking and doing this and working in a sense in the public eye, I do a lot of events and whatnot. I should be able to form a sentence without having to throw in those here's a caveman sounds. Isn't that ironic? I shouldn't have to throw in those sounds in order to make enough time for my brain to formulate the rest of the sentence, but it seems that I do.
It's like a reset for you.
It's something. I'm buying myself time to think. So the paranormal, the bread and butter. Back, son of a biscuit-eating bulldog, I did it again.
Yep.
Butters, I'm going to let you take over for a minute. I'm going to have some tea. Maybe get my head on straight here a little bit. I'm getting upset with myself. I had high hopes going into this. I did.
High hopes. I hope.
We can't do this now. We can't take them to church on Tuesday morning. Praise them. Butters, go ahead. Talk about something for a couple of minutes. Get your studio fired up. Open those notes up. What do you got for them?
So the first episode was basically just us screwing around, going crazy, just letting you know what we're trying to get this channel to be. The second one was more or less the paranormal, but we kind of got off track a little bit here and there. If you go and, even with us, as you can tell, we're stumbling over. We can't really remember we have an idea of what each series we did was, but within the series, it's not, like our paranormal series. Yeah, it's paranormal, but there's a lot of goof-offs in there and stuff like that. So it's, it's kind of like a fun time, but with some serious talk about, knowledge with the paranormal. And when we talk about paranormal, it just doesn't mean ghosts, poltergeists. We talk about Bigfoot, aliens, UFOs. A big topic with us is UFOs, and that's because of Caveman and his experiences that he's had. I've never had UFOs experiences. He's talked about his in a couple of the podcasts within the paranormal ones. I had a paranormal one with people called it a spirit orb. Go back and listen to that if you're interested too. It's in the same. It's in the same. What do you call it? Now you're making me do it.
It's
in the same podcast as Caveman SOIRÈE.
It would seem to me that Butters has Tuesday morning tongue. Carry on, Butters.
No, I don't know. And then we decided to do the soirees, which is these ones, which is just basically talk of random things or topics that people either on Facebook, which we are recording on now, and previously be on YouTube afterwards. And so the comments that we got for, like Caveman was talking about, our last videos, he has right now for us that was commented on YouTube. So we see the comments here on Facebook, we'll answer them. And then the ones that we answer on YouTube, we answer in the next live feed on Facebook. So that's where you'll hear that, and that's where that comes in from.
All right. Butters took the wheel there for a minute, and I'm just as lost at sea as I was before he did, but that kind of covered what we did in the first episode. It was a collection of
nice one.
A collection of paranormal stories, and they were true stories. And hopefully somebody goes back and listens to those someday, because here's the thing: you're not going to find true stories anywhere. For one, they say to believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. Well, in today's world, thanks to AI, which we'll touch on a little bit later, okay, I might use synonyms like garbage or dumpster fire, trash, slop, but I'm probably referring to AI. Now, with that being said, you only have left what you hear, and most people are I think I can say that. Maybe I'll put a sound effect in there if I'm worried about YouTube getting up in arms. But it's the truth. Why do people fabricate these stories? I'm not sure, because they're not really financially gaining from it. And I really emphasize that, vast majority of the time, they're not getting looked at like something special. I don't tell my story because I think it sets me apart. I'm pretty sure it makes people who think that I had some shred of legitimacy to who I am think that I'm a friggin' nut job. So I didn't tell it. I didn't tell it to get fame or fortune. That's I don't have either one of those. Nope. Where was I going with this? But I told them they're real stories, and the people should go back and listen to these, because you can actually hear a real story. If you don't believe it, I don't give a what.
Stories, and that's the thing that people tell you. You can come up with your own conclusion. I mean, that's what makes America, America.
America. That's America.
So, but no, seriously, come up, and then when you do, yet again, give us another conversation. Email Caveman, or throw us a text or something. Let us know what your thoughts are.
Yeah, I do get emails and comments on various platforms, mainly Facebook and the series of paranormal groups that I comment in, which I'm not going to shout anyone in particular out. They all seem to be. I hope I'm not getting my. Well, I wasn't going to bring him up, but he came from one of those, and I don't really want to excommunicate myself from any of them. But it seems that, once again, the vast majority, 99.999 run-on% of everything in every one of these groups that are, real paranormal, the real stories, it's all a bunch of patootie. I can say patootie now. I don't have to edit that out.
BS is right.
It is, but I think I kind of like patootie. It's poppycock. It's hogwash. Malarkey. And I want no part of those shenanigans. Okay, sir? And I'm giving people an option of something real. Go listen to it.
Now you're getting into the comments and shit or stuff, and you're basically making me wonder what those comments have.
That's what's keeping people hanging on. That's why everybody listening is on the edge of their seat, because they want to hear these comments. And I'm going to give it to them.
In your opinion, now, to keep them a little bit more, suspense, are these comments more from, in your opinion, trolls or haters?
Well, we have one from Jack, and like I said, I don't give last names no matter what. I'm not saying what platform, or I can say Facebook was the platform. I'm not saying what group. I'm not going to put Jack on blast. I've made it clear in every comment that I put out that I'm not calling anybody out. I'm not looking for pitchforks because someone doesn't like me.
Yeah.
If I try to,
you can get behind the line. You know how many other people are there?
I'm going to say if I retaliated against everybody that didn't like me, I'd be incarcerated for the rest of my life. It's just, there's no point.
Yeah.
You don't need to act like that. We can be civilized. Even a caveman can be civilized enough to not resort to.
What is it that I sent you before? I'm not the person you introduced to people. I didn't even like you at first.
Yeah, you'll find here that Butters references a lot of
it's great.
A lot of Facebook regurgitated memes. It's
I got you because he comments on them all the time, so it gives it more spice. It gives this
reading his news feed. His news feed's like a 14-year-old girl's diary. It's great. You guys should check his page out. send them a friend request. You'll thank me. You'll love it.
The food porn. They'll see the food porn.
Oh yeah. Every night he'll show you what he's making for dinner, like the before, the during, and the after picture of the chicken. You're gonna be on the edge of your seat. Turn this shit off right now. Actually, stop listening to us. Don't even like the video. Go right over to Butters' page and just
as good as our page here on YouTube.
It's better. It's way better. I mean, you want to see the same meme that 17,000 other people posted? You get over to Butters' page and you look at it right now. If you're sick of original thoughts and ideas, you head over to Butters' page. All right, I'm sorry. Butters got me angry, and I don't know why. It's Tuesday morning. Welcome to the Caveman Podcast Collection. Okay. Now, I do want to cover this whole timeline. I mean, I've had fun making these 50. I didn't think when we started the first one, I thought I was going to do, now this is something about me, about my character. I thought I was going to do what I do with most things. I was going to start it, get frustrated and or pissed off, which is a common theme with me, with just about everything. And I was going to say, to heck with it, and not carry on. But no, I kept going. I put in hours, and it's like, oh, I could do this for 15 minutes, bro. No, you can't. No, you fudging can't. Most people are lucky they can form a friggin' sentence, let alone do this. So, and it's not even this. Sitting here talking to one another or speaking to the theoretical... I'll say people because I don't want to use the words that I normally would. The theoretical people that may or may not be listening, that's not the hard part. It's the 4 YouTube apps that you have to run everything through, 2 of which has to be on the desktop version. And yes, they're relatively simple interface, but they're time consuming. And they may not be simple for everyone. They can be frustrating. Believe it or not, technology does not give a shit if it doesn't do what you want it to do when you want it to do it. I tried that. I've tried using violence against my computer. It didn't respond well. It just made my life harder. So there you have it. Go ahead. If you can do it, go ahead and do it. I'll subscribe to your channel. I will watch, like, and comment everything you do. Even you, Leo. Go start your own channel, Leo. I'm going to watch it every day. I'll be your biggest fan.
Well, speaking of all this and going into it, you might as well start the comments because we're already talking about comments.
All right, see, Butters wants to get right to it. He's got no control. I got 15 episodes of gold that I wanted to dig through for you people, but Butters wants to hear these comments.
You kept coming up with comments. Well, anyway, so what else did you expect from this?
Now let me tell you this, Butters, about the comments and the 15 stories prior to. This is going to be a gift from me to you. It more so may be a gift from me to your wife, essentially my sister-in-law. So what I'm doing here is called foreplay. I don't know if you've heard about it. I don't know if you've heard about foreplay, Butters, but this is the build-up to the big moment. That's what I'm doing. Okay, this is linguistic foreplay. And hey, there's another thing. If you want a linguistic foreplay, we'll talk about it off the air. I'll give you some pointers. You're both going to love it. Also, I'll put links, okay? There'll be links down below. Back on subject, everyone. We have 15 episodes that we have done prior to this, and I think they're great.
They are amazing. They're funny as hell.
There's something. I mean, they really exist. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
The rest is a matter of perception. I will say one common theme throughout them, and this is not the theme that we speak of now and then that nobody's ever going to really notice, but this is one more at the forefront of all of the podcast. Sitting here having these back and forth discussions with Butters, the same way we have, I don't know, over what, 35 years, something like that,
if not more.
Pretty much. And there's one thing, and you're not going to know this about Butters just from 15 episodes, but Butters' mind works in its own way. Now, listening to him sometimes, if you just catch him in small bursts, you're going to be like, what the hell's this guy talking about most of the time? But then if you sit there and you listen to him as a whole, throughout everything, just like this podcast, the things start to connect. Amongst all the shit that you got to sift through, because you don't know, I'm going to, redacted, we're taking that word out, so you won't even hear it. You don't even know what I'm talking about. Only I do. But every once in a while, you sift through it, and something gold comes out of it. Like we just did the bridge episode between between the paranormal and the soiree. Yep, series of podcasts that we're doing now. And I didn't know where to put this last one we did because it was largely paranormal, but we were we were doing a soiree podcast, which is just pretty much open format. And the idea is so simple. Well, why not use it in both? Why not bridge the two? Why not a paranormal soiree? And sometimes it's the simplest thing, the answer that's right in front of you that you never see, especially when you're like me and you analyze shit down to right down to the atom on everything. Yeah. But not Butters. He figured it out at first glance. And that's a little example of Butters for you.
I'm 17 minutes into the future, you know, I can live on that timeline. And if you don't reference that, go back and listen to that part.
Yes, you're going to want to go back to a previous episode, start at the one before this, and that's going to probably lead you back to another one. I would suggest, if you're smart, probably starting at the beginning. But if you've already listened, is the beginning the beginning? I can't really get into that with you. You're going to have to jump around and listen. Something ain't right here, and it's not just us. You'll figure it out. Someday somebody will figure it out. I have faith. Okay, Butters. That was the paranormal episode. There were several short stories. They were true stories. I think they're awesome. I'm amazed at how many people do not have some sort of paranormal experience. Something that they can't explain.
Or afraid to say anything because they'll be ridiculed or something like that.
Go back and listen to my story. Yeah,
we're putting everything out there, and look at the comments that we're getting. We've already talked about 2 of them. We don't care.
Don't care.
Didn't work out very well for them, did it?
Nope. And like you said, if they're just reluctant, they're afraid to tell their story, look at the story that I told in the UFO UAP. Like, if you don't think I'm crazy, delusional, I don't know, maybe under the influence of hallucinogenics as a preteen, then maybe you believe me. Because here's the thing, that's great if you do, because I don't even know if I believe me, even though the memory is clear. So whatever, you know, take it as you will. Takes us to the next episode. I'm trying to remember where. Let's take a look here. Where did we go from our introduction? Then we went to our UFO UAP, which was one of my favorites. It's still one of the longest. Here we are. I got it up right in front of me, guys. Okay, yeah. And then I read a blog from. Now, you were not here for this one, Butters, but do you remember the blog? Right. It was a blog by Pamela Morris. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember. I listened to it after work and stuff. But I'm going to let you take this one because, like I said, you're going to get it.
Now, I won't say too much because you should go back and listen to this. This is Pamela Morris, My UFO Encounter.
Yeah, just give them the plot of the story.
I am. Just going to run it over. This is her personal experience with a craft that she and others couldn't identify. But there are also 2 other noted historical stories of UFO encounters, and to add credibility to those, these are in newspapers local to where it happened, and I believe they both involve local sheriffs and sheriff deputies in that area, either involved in or responding to both alleged UFO sightings, and they have things that they saw themselves. The newspaper clippings are linked below the podcast. It's a good one. Just go back and check that out. Pamela Morris, My UFO Encounter. And the next one that we had went to, I think, no, Butters, you weren't even here for that one. That was a shorter one. That was
like a 13 or 15-minute one, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Just shy of 24 minutes.
Okay.
Now this one, you're gonna like this. This one might kind of give people a clue as to some things. The thumbnail says Caveman Chronicles, episode -3. Time anomalies. Okay, I'm going to say that again, and then on the YouTube video, I'll put a little sound, because that might catch your attention, and I think it'll be nifty. Caveman Chronicles, episode -3. Time anomalies. Go back and watch it. That's all I'm going to say about that. And now we're back to where Butters jumped in. I think we did final resting places, and that was a paranormal episode on
graveyards that were forgotten or lost.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, and you can, if you want to reference any of what was in there as far as yours, and then I'll tell them what I had, but they should still go back and listen. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the 2 graveyards were just little. One was a Revolutionary War graveyard, pretty freaking thick. The other one, I'm not going to go into detail. The other one was a graveyard behind a little white chapel, and it had a apple orchard, a wild apple orchard, behind it and all over it. And the gravestones on both places read from the 1800s to 1905, 1907.
Don't give them the whole story. Don't give them the whole story, Butters.
No, I'm done. That's it. Just go and check it out.
Now, I did not have, I don't remember exactly what I had to offer to that. I spoke of a few graveyards that, and it wasn't just graveyards. Let's all go back and take a look at that episode. Not right now. Do it on your own time. It's not fresh in my mind. A lot of these things, Butters and I throw together, spur of the moment type things. My voice is still doing it. I don't know if I can be going through puberty a second time at 45. I'm already hairy enough. Now, can I mention that on? Yeah, that won't get us booted off air.
I don't think it will.
We've talked about Sasquatch before. So what? I got a fur coat on. Big deal. Who's warm right now? Not you. Me. That's right. So on to the next. This was cool. I don't know if anybody has ever heard of this. I did. And I mentioned it to a few people, and they're like, oh, I have no idea. So I'm not sure where they were back in whenever this happened, 2022, 2023. But it was like 6 months straight of people just talking and dissecting this. The Miami Mall incident. Yep. The giant aliens at the Bayside Marketplace in Florida.
It didn't just happen there, though, either. I think it happened one or two other places that weren't even really mentioned.
Well, if that's the case, I have no reference to it in that video, and that's going to make for another great video. And I'm not going to go into that episode. I just think you should really watch it, and I have some links on there that will send you to, one is a video, one is an article. Neither one really answers any more than I did, but there really isn't any answers, and that's what's a little weird about the whole thing. Moving on. Well, we have covered a lot, Butters.
Yeah.
It's, man, in a short amount of time. We did the bump in the night one, and that was the one where you were possessed by a dust ball in your attic, which we spoke of. That's on there. Okay, that was a demon, yo. So I'm just busting on you. Who knows? Who knows? I still want your
guys. You gotta understand. Back and forth. It's not a normal podcast. We rip on each other more. Oh my God, I don't even put it this way. People ask how me and him became friends, let alone still stayed friends. We don't even know.
I don't know. we just. I remember once we had a fight, and we didn't talk to each other for like 2 years, and then one day we're like, "Hey, you want to?"
It was 6 months.
You go ahead. You tell my story then, Butters. You tell my truth.
I'm telling you. It wasn't 2 years. It was 6 months.
Okay. Well, I'm also bad with time, which is going to make this series of events even more interesting. So we had a fight. I don't even know. It was probably stupid. I get mad sometimes. I get mad over nothing. It's one of my qualities. You guys will love it about me. So this is just the example that after a little 6 month separation over a fight about nothing, we went out to lunch and it was like nothing happened. And that's kind of the reoccurring theme in our life.
See, and what makes it weird is you got to understand when Ken does that, he doesn't. The people stay out of his life.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did you use my government name?
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Once he stops talking to you, he's done. Like that's what makes it weird. Is like me and him are the only ones that like I don't know. I don't even know.
Yeah, I'm definitely unique in the fact that when I take a break or I'm mad or something, I will just cut somebody off. I can literally go months, if not years, and I do not need to utter a word out loud to another human being. I don't long for love. I don't yearn for companionship. I don't need to tell anybody how my goddamn day was because I don't even care.
I'm not gonna. Once, I don't need to tell it again.
He doesn't want to go through this again. See, look what you guys are doing. You're bringing up some PTSD or something. Damn it. I blame you, Leo.
I remember exactly how, too. Like, I picked up, you guys got to remember, we didn't have cell phones back in the day that we had this fight. So what happened was we went out to lunch, but I went up to pick up the phone, and it was the corded phone. Ours was in the kitchen. I forgot where you had yours. I went to pick up my phone and dial Caveman's number, and next thing I know, I'm like, hello? And he's already on the other end. Like, I didn't even have to dial, and the phone didn't even ring on my end. So it was
spooky.
Weird.
Spooky. Tell me that isn't something. It's almost like this podcast was meant to be. There was a series of events leading to where we are now. And we're essentially, I'm piggybacking on you, Butters. We're time traveling. We're going back in time. We are in the present, speaking of the past, and it's only going to be heard by those in the future.
Future, yep.
And in that future, that will be the present. It's too early for this, and I don't even smoke anymore. This is Butters' department. I mean, he's probably got a cloud that just hovers around him. But we're going off the rails. We hit a side spur here. We were talking about your orb experience was largely that episode, as well as we had people write in a couple stories. You should go listen to those. I think two of the stories that were written into us was from the gentleman who's going to be on the podcast in a future podcast from this episode. He's a paranormal investigator of nearly 2 decades. Yeah, it'll be neat to hear that. And before I go on to the next one, I'm going to say something here. Having somebody older than us on, here's a weird thing with, and everybody can relate to this. All you people that aren't listening, listen up. This is at the age that we are, at 45, and this applies to a small group of people. I think maybe late 30s, like 38, 39, into where we are now at the very tail end at 45. We're called Zennials because we bridge this gap between millennials, which is generation, now I don't know if that's generation, the millennials, the current group of, I think they have pink hair, they like to protest things they don't understand, and they use litter boxes. I'm not sure, I'm not up on culture, but I think that's them. And then we bridge that gap between the cat people and the boomers, and they were the ones that, working at a hot dog stand for 36 hours a week, they could afford 2 houses, a wife, and 6 kids, and they wonder why this generation ain't working hard enough. So we are in between those two, and neither one of those groups understand us. Like, we can only communicate within our own group because we're way too immature for the boomers, and we're too old and ancient for the millennials, so nobody understands us but us. It's true. Like, we do not fit in socially. The Zennials we walk alone, man. And if they don't know, if you don't know, you don't know. If you're younger than that, I'm an old coot to you. And if you're older than that, I'd like to see this guy come in my yard. Get off my lawn, I'm done. I'm sorry. Butters, do you want to add anything? Because I'm ranting real hard, and I'm about to go on to the next episode about dream interpretation.
Yeah, no, I'm not. No, we're good.
Okay.
Great.
I get heated up, and then I just get moving, and I guess we both do. Maybe that's our thing, is that we're fairly quiet until something
triggers us.
I don't want to. Yeah. Oh God, I don't even want it.
Yeah, like mine was the food last night. Remember the podcast? And you were like, dude, you're getting all excited.
It's something you're passionate about. Yeah. It was something you're passionate about. Trigger. I don't want to use the term trigger. That's a millennial thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure it existed long before that, but we didn't need to put a term with it. Like now I have to put. Yeah, Shiznit I did link in the previous soiree video. If anybody wants to go back, apparently there's a term from 2004 meaning the shit. Shiznit. Okay, anyways, now that we all know that,
let's go to the
age. We will. We're getting there, and I'm not going to get passionate about this. This is just a podcast where I spoke about a reoccurring dream of mine, and then one that was a little unnerving. I'm not going to go anywhere into that, but I'll tell you that they're real, and they're probably more interesting than the dreams that you have. So, and remember...
I wish I was there. I wish I was there for that one, because when I was younger, I definitely had a reoccurring dream. I don't have it anymore, but it was really fucking weird. I'll just, if you want, I'll give you a little feedback on it. I was right. It was basically
Now, Butters, you could take a page out of your own playbook and leave that cliffhanger for the Dream Interpretation 2 video, episode 3.75.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll leave this as a cliffhanger, just like the.
Now they're just flocking to the channel. They want to see all of this.
Yeah, but it was you and me, and it was weird, and it was like, I'll give you the beginning. You disappeared. You were gone. You went somewhere else, and then
you're gonna give the whole damn thing away like you always do.
You went somewhere else, and I decided to go off a jump. That's all I'm saying.
All right, that's good. We'll leave the cliffhanger on the edge of the cliff.
That's what I was trying to do.
You know, I thought maybe things got weird, but we're gonna leave it right there. Dream interpretation. Check that video out. Now this is where it got interesting. After that video, we did our first soiree video. Again, soiree means elegant dinner party or discussion, because I thought these would be very classy, open format podcasts.
Yeah, they were classy.
And they were. I was drinking a spot of tea with my pinky up. This one was it was under Kenny Caveman at the time. I was still reconstructing the channel, as we've been through a little bit. Not a lot of changes, but it's come to be the Caveman Podcast Collection. And this was Soiree Saturday Night Edition, Episode 1. I don't even remember, because these open discussions, we go off the deep end, off the rails, whatever you want to call it, so many times we can't.
There's really no, there is no, like, real point to any of it.
Just like life. Message. And now that takes us to our Bigfoot video. Bigfoot or whatever. That was one of the paranormal videos. That's still fresh in our mind, right, Butters?
Yeah. That was the one where I told you about the sign, and then that I found up in the rider.
Which you're going to, if you've looked at the thumbnail for the video, the sign is on the thumbnail.
Yes.
So that's that. I don't need to say much about Bigfoot. You know, that's my boy. Shout out to Bigfoot if you're listening. I hope your Wi-Fi is working. We have Starlink now, so Bigfoot's probably online. His comments are still probably more coherent than Leo's. Thank you, Bigfoot. And with that said, we're going to move on to the next video we made, which was Caveman Podcast Collection Soiree Sunday Brunch Edition, Episode 2. Now, what's more classy than a Sunday brunch soiree? Right? I mean, doesn't that sound like the epitome of classy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Now, was it? I don't know. It was Sunday morning. I don't remember what we had said. You should go check it out, though, probably. Maybe not. Maybe. I don't know. And we're just going to leave that one where it is. It sounds great. Now we're catching up. We're down to the last 3. I want you guys to just hang in there, and then we'll get to these 2 comments. The last 3. Okay, number 3 coming in was the Paranormal Soiree President's Day Edition, the episode that bridged 2 genres. That was Butter's idea. That was a soiree, but it was largely paranormal, so he's like, hey, why not make it a paranormal soiree? That's what I did. It fell into both categories. It covers a lot of stuff.
I bridged them together.
Yes, and it's where we spoke about some of the things that tie a lot of this together. And I'm hoping someday somebody goes down the rabbit hole. I don't know why you would. I have no idea. Like, if I stumbled online to 2 derpy old dipshits talking about randomness, would I want to go down like 15, 20, 40 hours of audio to figure out what's going on? Maybe. Maybe. There's a lot of things in this world you're not going to figure out. This is probably more interesting than some of them. What are you going to go on? What are you going to go watch online? You're going to watch some guy tell you videos about how your favorite actors and politicians are immortal vampires eating babies and working for Epri Jeffstein. It's the same crap on YouTube every day, and that's no fault of YouTube's. Nothing against you, YouTube. I'm just saying the common thread with everybody is whatever their TV, whatever their news, whatever the radio, whatever they are told at the time is what's important and what to focus on. Well, that squirrel's going to follow that ball of aluminum foil just blowing across the yard. They see something shiny and they stick with it. You want to hear my opinion on everything going on right now? I don't give a shit. Don't give a shit. Don't care. Don't like any of them. None of them. Your imaginary line in the sand between the good guy and the bad guy, you're just as stupid as both sides. All right? You know, it's stupid. You might as well dye your hair pink and go put on a MAGA hat, because you're bridging the gap between stupidity. Thanks for being part of the problem. Anyways, enough about those people. If that upsets you and you happen to be listening to this, go watch one of their videos. I don't like you anyways. So we're on to the next one. Caveman Chronicles Paranormal Podcast, episode 6EQUJ5. Now okay, what does that mean? I don't know. Look it up. If you don't know, there are 2 meanings in that episode. And that's a good episode. It is Aliens of Lake Ontario. Yes. And real fast, taking us to the very last one that we just did last night, the very first episode of the Butters Bizarre Buffet podcast. It was episode 1, titled, It's Going to Get Weirder Before It Gets Better.
Yeah.
That was last night's. Just check it out. That's pretty good.
Part 2 is coming tonight.
It is. And the video and has a little bit of stuff in it. It's basically the static image, but there is some stuff. The audio is slightly atrocious. I did some chopping. This was a first time throw together at the end of the night. I had done everything I have to normally do during the day, and I was like 6 hours deep into video. So, I mean, I was running on empty.
I'm done.
Done. And that brings us.
By the way, we did leave the Bizarre Foods at a cliffhanger also. So
yeah. So if you listen to that, you'll see where we're going later on. I think it's going to be worth it. I mean, what really makes this worth it is if people were to interact, because this is going to be a channel where you're not going to be writing into a void like we're shouting into a void. We actually care about what you write, and we're going to respond to you, and it's going to get read out to everybody else. Like, you'd be a part of it. So,
like, I mean, perfect example. The trolls and the haters, like Leo. And,
Leo, shout out to Leo. So, but, you know, get in there. I can honestly say that I don't care. If we had 300 comments, I will find a day, and I'll sit here and I'll read every one of those comments out loud, and we will address each one.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be a podcast, too.
Yeah, it would be, because we're not one of the other channels that just, oh, you know, come on over here and just throw your attention at us, and we don't give a shit about you. Because it's okay. You don't have to agree with me. You know, that's the beauty of it. I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm just giving my opinion because it's my podcast.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do? Give your opinion? I don't know who you are. And which brings me to the present. Now, a little bit about things that we've had written in so far. People have sent emails. People have written comments on Facebook. Some were funny. Some were disturbing. Some were genuine. I'm not even going to say any of them or even give a clue as to what they are. You should go back and listen through some of these episodes. And when it gets to that point, you're going to hear them, and it's going to start a whole new thread that runs between a lot of these episodes, which brings me to this episode and these two comments from various paranormal groups on Facebook, one from a gentleman named Jack and one from an anonymous person who I can only assume is probably a middle-aged, neutered white male. Am I stereotyping? Yeah, but I don't care. Those are true also. Here we go. Jack. Now, Jack wrote to me in a paranormal group. Like it said in the post, I wasn't going to use last names. I don't put anybody on blast. Jack says to us, do either one of you speak English fluently? Well, Jack, that's kind of up there with Leo. I mean, it's a little more tasteful. Jack was obviously taking a jab at all of the verbal stumbles and, you know, when our mind gets going faster than our mouth and words turn to sounds, thus the caveman part.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jack. I mean, try to stay with us.
Yeah.
You know, take what you can understand and what you can't, just put it on the back burner and piece it together.
Just go with it and run.
Just run with it. Like, I'm not even mad at you. I say worse things than that to people, and I'm just being a funny, smart ass. Like, so,
like I said, you guys think that, you know, these comments, it's those kind of comments aren't going to go good for you in this thread.
No.
Especially with us. We're not the type of people to get, like, we're not gonna blast you out like you're holding it, but I mean, just go back and look at the threads with Leo. You'll see what we do.
Yeah, I mean, Leo had a little bit coming, but stuff like that, we're not thin-skinned. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's great. Now, okay, that was Jack. It is what it is. And our last comment, this is interesting, with our whole, you know, theme of things going on and sub-theme and things tying things together, either it being intentional or otherwise, or a combination of the two. This comment comes on the tail of all that. The anonymous comment was, I just finished listening to your podcast, the one about time travel. Strange thing is, I listened to it years before it was created. ...
What?
Yeah, right? Now, this guy either has good timing, great taste, a combination of both, or that is just spooky. One of the two. I listened to it years before it was created.
Why would you be anonymous and post that, though? I would love to hear more about that. Dude, whoever you are, man, you need to tell us more.
But he left 3 dots, which means it's the thought after what he said continues on. It's a run-on.
Yeah.
So he's saying before it was created, and I can only assume that those 3 dots go on to describe, without words, how he would have seen something before it actually was created, at least to us. Yeah, but we're not going to know, not unless he ever chimes back in the future video or sees
Wow.
But that's I read that after everything, and he's like, yeah, one more time. I just finished listening to your podcast, the one about time travel. Strange thing is, I listened to it years before it was created. ... That is quote unquote read verbatim, anonymous. And I clicked on. Now I did go to the anonymous. You can't check out the profile, but I tried to figure out as best I could with a few different tricks online and on the platform, the book.
Yeah.
And I there was nothing that I could come up with. Nothing seemed to attach to anything that came up as a profile or a person or past comments or interactions or anything.
That's just
that.
super weird.
That's great. And that left us a little bit silent at the end. So regardless of what that is, probably nothing, who knows, I like it. And that's where that's it. That's where we're leaving it.
Yeah, I have nothing to say to that last one. Okay. That's intriguing. Well, like I said, I mean, hopefully you are listening again. Whoever you are, anonymous. If you are, bring comment more on it. Give us more. This is, you got us. Yeah. This is
maybe over the course of time he'll come back. I don't know what it was that we'd said that sparked his interest, other than this talking about time, and there was the various mentions of things, and there's the thread that nobody seems to really notice, and it kind of, I'm not going to give it away, but maybe Mr. Anonymous here is, I don't want to say smart enough. I don't think it's a matter of intelligence. He's just intuitive enough, observant enough to
notice it.
Yeah, he stepped back from all the trees and realized that he's looking at a forest. Let's put it that way. Wink, wink. Message. That's it. That's what we have for you. That was our latest soiree. We are 15 episodes, now 16 episodes deep. That's everything up into this point, and I would really like anyone who has seen anything to just go back, dig around a little bit. Maybe leave a comment somewhere. My email is on the page. Write me something. Tell me how much you hate me. Whatever.
Yeah, anonymous. Get back to us on other things. I would love to hear more from you.
Yeah, comment again, anonymous, or send an email. I don't know how you'd send that anonymously, but apparently I got a feeling you might know how to do it. So
yeah,
that's it. That's all I got. I'm gonna sign off for this soiree number. I think it's soiree episode 3, because the President's Day edition did not have an episode. It was a bridge episode.
Yeah.
So this is soiree episode 3, the Terrific Tuesday, and all the other words that came after it at the start of this. Anything you want to say in closing, Butters?
No, except for we'll speak to you tonight on the Butters Bizarre Buffet.
That's it. Cheerio.
Peace.